Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to a new video today. I want to talk about 2025 that carries very profound energy. Its essence is number 9, and number 9 is a very powerful number. As today is the 1st of January, it's time for you to decide this year will be the big one. This year will be the year where I will fully step into my power and I will become everything I always wanted to become. Because, my friend, well, last year, 2024, was all about the foundation, building the courage, building the resilience, building the balance, building the connection. That was 2024. 2025, my friend. It's all about living everything that's not yours behind. It's about completion. It's about closure. It's about service to others. It's about release, surrender. It's about finding your wisdom and following it fully, embracing it fully. That's why you're here, my friend. It's about universal connection that you already feel, but you need to embrace it even more, to recognize your role in this life, to recognize your purpose and to live it fully. And it doesn't mean something mystical, something out there. It means to wake up every single day and recognize that you can embrace your pain. You can embrace your challenges. You can embrace your burdens. You don't need to be a victim of any of that. You can check up your posture. You can do something good for your body, and you can take on the day with a bit more care, with a bit more intention, with a bit more mental clarity. And it is your time to take care of all of this, because it's about shedding the old skin. You see, in Chinese zodiac, the year 2025 will be a year of the snake. And on January 29, the Chinese year starts. So it's a year of number 9 and it's a year of the snake. And number 9 holds an energy of completion, of wisdom, of kind of enlightenment. Again, not something mystical, but a clear understanding. Yeah, that's why I'm here for. That's why I needed to go through this. That's what I want to do with my life. Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter what I have. I can make things out of nothing if I put myself in order. When you stop playing victim and you start breaking down very, very clearly everything in your life. So you don't look at where you are through your belief systems. You look at your present situation through a lens of honesty. You admit to yourself, yes, that's where I suck. That's where I'm feeling sorry for myself. That's where I'm being too emotional. That's where I am being disconnected. That's where I'm seeking validation. That's where I'm pleasing others. And you recognize, well, you're only doing that because you have certain insecurities. You have insecurities because you were not building muscles there. Is it something wrong? No, you were just not doing it. And, well, the message is, deep inside you want to do something that will empower you. You want to do something that will align you even more. You want to do something that will give you a sense of closure, because you will recognize that it's you that will make it happen. No one will really help you. You can have guidance, you can have books, you can have knowledge, you can have people like family members and partner or wife or husband. But when you close your eyes, it's you versus you. And if you can't handle yourself alone, then sometimes you can become a burden to someone else. That's why the message is always to put yourself back in check, right? And recognize that you can do it. Like, whatever you are setting for yourself, don't be a person who says, well, this year I will do this and that and that, and then at the end of January you lose all the drive. I told you it's about lifestyle, not motivation. It's about setting your life right. So every single day you can take on the tasks and you can keep going even when you don't feel like it. Because the thing is that, well, sometimes we may feel, the product of what we've done yesterday, what we've eaten, what we've consumed, what, is happening to our bodies. And sometimes we feel a bit more, maybe less motivated, a bit more exhausted, a bit more drained out. Does it mean that you're not capable of taking at least one step towards your dream or towards that vision or towards more clarity? No, it means that you can organize certain things in your life the way that it becomes more possible to you. And you just need to recognize what is really stopping you. What is making you not so clear, or whatever your goal is. Maybe your goal is to just be a bit more happier, and you need to recognize what is not making you feel happy. If it's a depression that you say, I feel depressed and therefore I can't be happy in my life. Well, it's very reasonable. But at the same time, is a depression something that just happens, or is it rather a product of many, many months of doing something that's maybe even against you, but you had no other energy to do things differently, so you ended up where you are right now? It's a pattern there, and that pattern is screaming at you, hey, my friend, you can do things differently. One fact here is that you can change, and that you can turn yourself into a different direction, and know that it will be unpleasant, but it will be rewarding. And sometimes reward is so much more important than the present feeling of a burden, or the present feeling of unmotivation, or just whatever you sense. You see, there's nothing wrong with whatever is present, but I want to see people more fulfilled, because I've learned to create my life the way that I feel fulfilled. I feel happy. And I just want to give you that. That's why I'm showing up every single day for you. I don't need to do that. But I'm doing that because I know that you already know this information. You already know these messages. But it's not about knowing that. Like, I've read so many books about information that I already knew, but I've recognized, repetition every single day, repetition of something I already know but I'm not applying, is what makes a change. It's repetition every single day. There are people in community. I'm reading comments, and you see, towards the end of 2024, there was a lot of reflection in the comments, and I've seen so many people writing, I'm following this channel for 4 or 5 years and my life has changed, not because of me, but because you've been doing something we're talking about. What I'm talking about is the truth. And the truth is sometimes painful, but it's real. It will liberate you, but first it will shake you, because it will make you break the old cycles. It will make you stop repeating the old. And sometimes what you're repeating is maybe just doing nothing. And if you're repeating doing nothing, you become nothing. And nothing sometimes feels painful because it's not really nothing. It's just a chaos of unclarity. And chaos, it must be balanced with order. That's why we have yin, yang, black, white. White has a black dot and black has a white dot. Why? Because in every chaos there must be a glimpse of order, which is inspiration for action. And in every order then there must be a glimpse of chaos, which is a need for spontaneity, a need for intuitive movement, a need for some fluidity, which means don't be so strict with your routines and habits. Be also a bit more playful. Be also a bit more free. But it doesn't mean be completely free. Be completely spontaneous, because you need order. Our bodies thrive when we have good routines, but it doesn't mean those routines shouldn't change. You can keep upgrading them, updating them. But you need to leave certain things behind. You will notice the year 2025 will be a year of completion and closure, which means that this year you will resolve unfinished businesses. You will recognize that all wounds will heal. You will complete projects. You will let go of a chapter that has served its purpose in the past, but it's gone. You will notice these things. You will experience deep connection, to more compassion to yourself, and you will start giving more, because you will notice, well, you are abundant and it's time to give, and more you give, more you feel, and more you feel, more you get, because feeling is what magnetizes towards you the good stuff. It's feeling more alive. It's really not when you give more, you receive more. It's about feeling more connected, feeling more aliveness, feeling more creativity, feeling more desire to give, to help, to support. So people feel hard time to give, to be creative, because they don't feel alive. So the question is, why we don't feel alive? Why you don't feel alive, right? Why I don't feel alive? So we need to get back to basics, right? 9 is all about getting back to basics. If you put any number to 9, like 2 plus 2 is 4, it's real. But when you put 2 plus 9, for example, right? You get 11. And 11 then, 1 plus 1 is again 2. So number 9 puts every other number back to its essence. Going back to basics, going back to it, right? Think about it. 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So you will see, number 9 has very unique energy to it. And I don't want to make it too mystical or something spiritual, because it doesn't really matter. But you will notice there's a pattern, and the pattern is going back to basics. You will notice in your life you're now going back to basics, going back to what worked. You may notice maybe 10 years ago you've been doing something that truly worked for you, and then you got into a toxic relationship and you stopped doing everything that was healthy for you, and you've forgotten about yourself, and you maybe put up some weights, and you became lazy, and you became mentally foggy, or whatever it was. Now you're going back to basics. Now you're setting up yourself for success, for win, for connection, for love, for loving yourself, my friend, right? You're now beginning to love yourself and understanding what it truly means. It's not like saying some affirmations to you. It's noticing that every part of you has its own needs, right? Your body has needs. It's an animal. It needs movement. It needs healthy diet. And it needs oxygen, right breathing, right? When you breathe right, you feel right. Your body is a very complex creature, very intelligent creature, and it speaks to you when you listen to it. So many times what you really need is not to listen your emotions as much as you're listening your biology. It speaks differently. It speaks through feelings. Like there may be pain in the muscles because you're lacking stretching, right? There may be laziness or the lack of, motion, fluidity in your body. You feel lazy, you feel low energy because your body requires movement. Simple, isn't it? So usually what you feel, you need the opposite of that. Sometimes when you're cold, you need, again, something that will warm you up. Like, again, a certain type of movement, like a workout or a walk or some tai chi, some yoga, something like that. And sometimes when you're too active and you become addicted to action, to movement, what you really need is to do nothing, to lay down and face with your thoughts and addictions, to sports maybe, and just lay down and see what goes through your mind. That's how you catch the addiction to something that pulls you out of balance. You see, life will always pull you back in balance, and that will be painful. But on the other side of pain, there's process. And process is, again, journey towards greater balance. And it happens to all of us. So you can't avoid it because it's the intelligence of life. That's how we've been programmed. We've been programmed to live in balance, but we have free will, so we can easily take ourselves out of balance, but life will balance you back. Yeah, it will. It will. But it's a good thing. It just feels painful sometimes, but then we learn. And more we know that this is the part of the process, more we understand that we really are the process. We are not separated from it. You are the process of life, which means that, yeah, even though something feels unfamiliar, you also know that it's right, that it's okay. Wherever you are, it is okay, but you don't need to stay there. If it was a trauma, well, it happened, but you don't need to hold on to the pain anymore. It also doesn't mean that it will heal in one day. Sometimes you will need to return, keep returning to forgiveness, the act of forgiveness, the act of letting go, just so that trauma can be healed, right? If there was an injury, you know it will not be healed in one day, but keep returning to the practice that helps you heal that injury will make you healthy once again. If it's a broken heart, yes, you need to keep returning back to self-love, back to self-care, back to self-reliance in order for your heart to heal. And then one day you will just wake up and you will notice, well, I'm ready for a new relationship. I'm ready to meet that new special person. I'm ready. But don't jump from one to another. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. That's what we call toxic, because then you become a burden for someone else because you haven't healed yourself. So the point is that you recognize, yeah, you're experiencing life, but you're also the process of life. So see how the nature works. We have seasons, right? We have motion like an ocean. We have growth of the trees and falling down of the leaves that then turn into, fertile for the soil. Nothing goes wasted. Nothing goes wasted. So you need to understand that your experiences were not a waste of time, never, no. They were not a waste of time. They felt sometimes like a waste of time. But it was all a certain type of learning for you. And you just need to recognize what's the value in what you've been through. Even if you've been laying on a couch all day long feeling lazy or depressed, was it a waste of life? No. You've just chosen to be there. So now you can choose better and know why it's not serving you anymore. Is it bad? It's great. Yes, it feels bad because body is telling you you deserve so much more, so then it's good. Then it's good because you've recognized that you can be more. So in speaking to all of you, I know there are some of you who are athletes, there are some of you who are artists, there are some of you who are very intuitive and connected to life and love more of this slow movement and more gentle movement. And it's all okay, whatever speaks to you, whatever resonates with you. The point is that you sense what is needed and you provide yourself, what you need, so then you can fill up your cup and share some of that beauty with others. Because yes, we are still social creatures. We're spiritual creatures that love to connect with one another and experience this wholeness and fullness of life. We love that. And sometimes we start avoiding these social connections because all we know was these energy vampires or narcissists or whatever it was. So you need to start seeking greater connections. And that's something you can decide, like, this year I will meet incredible people. This year I will meet people who will lift me up. This year I will get into circles of people who have open minds and big goals, huge goals for life, because I want to experience more. I want to create breakthroughs for me. This year I will connect with minds that are on a same level as I am, or no, I will meet with minds that are on higher level as I am, so I can learn from them. Yes, this year I will read books from people who have different perspectives. I will not just read what I want to read. I will read something that will open up my mind even more. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm reading books that are completely out of what I want to read, only so I can gain some new perspectives to understand people more. And sometimes I don't like to read it, but It still helps me to understand, so I don't judge people so much. You see, sometimes we want to stop judging others, but we can't because we don't understand them, and we are afraid of what we don't understand. So what is the solution? It is learning, it is knowledge. So we can understand us and others better, right? So now that you've been through a transformation, you feel your intuition better, you've been through a rebirth. But now is the time to fully embody yourself. That is the inner wisdom, isn't it? It's, when the snake is shedding its old skin, it's metamorphosis. And metamorphosis usually feel like there's something so familiar, but at the same time unfamiliar inside of you. And more you embrace it, more you remember how good it feels. When you become more of yourself and less of your shameful self, less of your fearful self, less of your judgy and envious self, you just become more of your real self. You can call it authentic self or honest self, whatever you call it, but it's you. Welcome there. Hello. It's you. And you meet yourself there. This is metamorphosis. And when you go through it, you recognize that it's a constant change that is happening. And when you embrace change as the pathway to your true essence, you recognize that whatever happened to you happened for this metamorphosis to happen. So suddenly you become grateful. Suddenly you become grateful that you've been through whatever you've been. And that's when you are not blaming others anymore. You're not criticizing others anymore. You're not putting others down or putting yourself down because you did something. It was all a lesson. It was all a lesson. So, my friend, honor all these cycles that are happening for you. Recognize and respect the rhythm of your life, the rhythm of your experiences, and the endings in your journey, because right now you are beginning something new. And all you really need to do right now is to view this present change as a natural process of your evolution. That's how you need to see it. But never live a life with a lack of direction. You need a sense of direction because you are the creator. And creator has nothing to create if he doesn't understand what here could be created, right? So if the nature of life is constant creation of something new, out of chaos and infinite possibilities, something emerges. This is the nature of life, of reality. You recognize you have this nature as well, like constant need for creating something new, and that's how you kill the stagnation, or actually you shift yourself from stagnation to flow. So you recognize, okay, I have a need to create something new, like new habits, new routines, new relationships, new hobbies, new businesses, new, endeavors. If I'm not doing that, I will feel stagnant. But if I'm doing too much of it, I will burn out. So there's a beautiful dance between resting and doing. And when you find the middle, which most probably you never really find it, you're kind of just dancing between one and another and avoiding extremes, you soon recognize that life feels good when there are new things. And when there are new things and new experiences and new growth, there's more happiness, there's more satisfaction, there's more joy and freedom. So when we lack happiness, joy, freedom, and new adventures, It's because we're stagnant. So stagnation then is a sign for us that we need something more, some new experiences, some new realizations, some new knowledge, some new action. And usually what we need the most is what we are avoiding the most. So usually what we are the most afraid is what we need the most. And when we do it, we experience satisfaction, and suddenly something wakes up, like a warrior within you would wake up and recognize, oh, I can do it. Oh, if I was able to do that thing that I was so afraid, what else am I afraid of? And I could do it. And you join the dancing class, and you go into the gym, and you start a new business, and you meet new people, and you go and call your family members, those who hurt you, and you say to them, hey, I forgive you, or whatever it is. You don't need to do it, but those are examples. And yes, when we start doing it, we start to feel excited once again. And I want to see you all being excited for what's to come, not waiting. Because, sometimes I make these messages like, today you will get something incredible. Not for you to wait it, but for you to check your posture, to put your shoulders back, to look up, to relax, and to recognize, yeah, today I will do something incredible. I will start that painting. I will read some of that book. I will call that person, and I will be a good worker at my job. I just want to serve people in a good way, whatever it is, right? It's you. It's always you that needs to be the change. Like, I am choosing to be the change every single day for me, for my partner, for my family. I'm encouraging you to be the change. Even though sometimes you don't want to. You may feel a very lack of energy. There may be a health condition. There may be something that you will not feel like it, right? I'm not saying force yourself into being a completely new human being. But let's see if there could be 1% of improvement today, and then tomorrow, and tomorrow. And when you will feel like you're falling out, come back, listen this again, and you will notice there is a fire inside of you that urges you to do it. It urges you to do it. Why? Because its purpose is to burn. And fire, when it burns the old, right? And that's what feeds it. So when you burn the old, it means that you leave the old behind. You let it go, you forget about it. And that's what fuels you. Because you don't waste your attention, your focus, your energy on the past anymore. Now you use the wisdom of the past as the fuel to get into your future. But you live in the now, because in the now everything happens. Right? So when you feel lazy, when you feel slow, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. You don't need to force yourself. But also know that everything has consequences. If you stay lazy forever, well, your life force will leave you because you don't need it. But if you choose to do 1% more than what you've done yesterday, then it will slowly return. One by one, a little by little, your fire will become stronger. And once again, it will not feel pleasant sometimes. You will have days when you will feel motivated, and you will have days when you will feel like you don't want to do anything. And sometimes you may say, I'm listening to my body, so I'm not doing anything. It's okay, but recognize that it doesn't become a habit, not doing anything. Habit must be listening yourself, not just not doing anything. You will notice when you listen to yourself, when you have enough of rest, your body will crave something. It will crave something. Like when your mind has enough of rest, it will crave new knowledge. It will crave new information. It will crave new expression. You need to have a time for learning and a time for expression. To have an outlet where you can pour yourself out and have some of these creative moments for yourself, where you can actually kind of explore yourself, your inner self. In a sense, can I write something? Can I draw something? Can I paint something? Just to see where is your inner world. Because usually the unconscious can be expressed through writing, through drawing, through painting, but not through words, because it's too deep. Give yourself a chance to give yourself what you need the most, right? On that intuitive level. So yes, this will be the best year, my friend. This will be the best year. And if the last year was the best year for you, this will be even better. If the last year was the worst year for you, this will be the best year for you, because you will make it the best. Because you've learned so much and you've come so far, and you are wise. You are wise, my friend. You are the master. And live like that. Okay? Okay? I don't hear you. Okay. Yes, you got this. Write in the comment section, this will be my best year. Because, yeah, you need to believe in yourself. Not just in your words, but in yourself. Do what you say and say what you do. Oh, yes, that's what you should do. My friends, I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. Let me know what it represents too. I love to read these stories. And I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power for the journey that's in front of us. And thanks to everyone for choosing to support my work on AttractPassion.com. You're very appreciated. Also, thanks for your support on our Patreon community. Thank you so much. And till next time, one love.